Welcome to the weekly Tikkun Healing message. This week we want to focus on the power of our soul. Tikkun Healing is a one-on-one coaching service that helps us identify those limiting beliefs that are holding us back and empower us with our true identity, our true soul beliefs, so we can create a new and better story. So let's talk about the power of our soul. It sounds very vague and basic, and yet so important and powerful. Many times we can simply remind ourselves of the fact that we have a soul inside of us. And to ask ourselves the question, am I soul driven or is something else driving me? And how do we know if we're soul driven or not? Well, what is our soul? The soul is passionate. The soul is optimistic and happy. The soul is full of purpose, full of meaning. It's very sensitive, gentle, and kind. All these attributes. So if we're driven, if anything from our feelings is driving us in that way, it's probably soul driven. And what is the opposite of that? And this week, the Kabbalah talks about the idea that our soul is covered and it has all these layers around that. And I like to call it this false identity, that many times we believe, this is really what I want. I crave this success, or I want to manifest this dream, or I want to have this and have that. And sometimes it's not really coming from our soul. It's these layers that we think it's us, we think it's our desire, but it's not really us. So this week gives us the opportunity to shed off these layers that represents and manifest as false desires and emotions that can drive us, that is not really related to our soul. So these covers and these layers is anything opposite of what we said. The soul, oftentimes the Kabbalah refers to as the flame of a candle. It's that force that constantly has this passion, this excitement, always wants to rise higher and higher on a spiritual level and do meaningful things. And it can be small things. So the opposite of that is anytime when we feel discouraged, anytime when we feel out of luck, something is missing, feeling the lack, aggressive, impulsive, agitated, these type of things is not our true soul desire. So simply by placing the awareness on our soul and have that as a reminder day to day, am I soul driven right now, or is something else driving me right now? What do I truly want? What does my soul want? And to allow ourselves perhaps this week to enter this vulnerable and gentle place. Because as I said, the soul oftentimes communicates to us through feelings, emotions, but not the reactive ones. Those two, right? I didn't get what I want and now I'm upset. Not that type of feeling, but the more subtle ones. And to start to pay attention to those, because that's how the soul communicates with us. Again, the soul has two powerful qualities. It is pure and it is powerful. And the limiting beliefs around that preventing us to connect to our soul is that sometimes we're afraid of our power. We're afraid of our light because our soul knows how much influence, positive influences it has. And subconsciously we're shying away from that for whatever reason. We're afraid of that power because it means responsibility. And the second thing is our attachment to our false identity and our covers and our layers is also preventing us from connecting to our inner power and our soul. So to bypass the fear of our power and responsibility, to bypass the attachment to the covers and the layers, we want to empower ourselves this week by saying or repeating to ourselves when we're using our Kabbalistic tools, when we're doing the meditation, the prayers, I am pure and I am powerful and I embrace it fully. I am powerful and I take responsibility for that power and I allow that light of my soul to shine, and I know it's for the good. It is pure. It is pure.